Sticka say LPP for say minim say yare o say dam na ebo musu Sticka so mo nyina mo nim Sticka stebe na mo Sticka say mahamanya adibia positive and negative say damu say akwana ni tikoto ni tikakraka sa papa na di tikakraka na aibia ense dem free mumba ose mahamanya adibia positive and negative na mentias there na chese mahamagina middle eh damni how come it's not was Bawumia promising I say a promising finance minister we Sticka Steven Amoa we she jama chere bet you want to I say mahamanya adibia positive and negative na mibusa say ne mahama ogina hefa ono onya ade boni ono onya ade papa ti say dey be pa na mahama eye ogana MPP for yeah ready Bawumia so say also for the past year 2025 na Ghana for suffer pa our parents cry yes can from mama just a normal ye pasa eno na Bawumia so kan na Bawumia de yanke can say development in Ghana ye can koso ye can nyuma ne yanka wo say Bawumia umia wano. But I wonder why as a papa we nani wasema on say mu ne ho on nani wase no mu ne ho no nenam na okasa by heart wo ba ye wa me bo number wa me twahwe wa me ye hwe wo de wa ban wo ne wakufu ado ma anya hwe amagana fo na mu jai Ghana troka basa tantan haircut ane de ke kan pensioners ko na mu nti omuka e ma pensioners ko awu ye Awudia MPP for di Ghana no enye awudie ketewa wo oti ase pensioners mkrofo nyes kan fan ye omo dialysis omo nyes kan fan show omo yare mutwa mo haircut omo ade omusika mo se yen ya yem fa mamo e man krofo fa ho wu ye krofo ewu no nye ni paketewa e wo Ghana ho by courtesy of NPP ku Ghana for libre o Bawumia da so nam e kasa what you say what da so nam e kasa last year Ghana for the Christmas dia last year the only Christmas a ye be dia na say Ghana for dia dollar ankoso last year Bawumia nam say mahama mo adwuma mahama nya hwe omune ho because Samira ntunefo some makeup artist no ontunefo or the hair dressing slay queen sem na anti ontimi ntuni kunufo nti na oni ni kunu na ma oye campaign because ono sa wo ba besia no a wa ba boso di ni kunu achi no kura no omune ho what you say ai ba Samira tama MPP di akunya no ono ochen Rebecca Kufo e chance ono na ye first lady Kuchini babi ontu ni kunufo enti nka ni kunu no ebitinye nya remorse bi na nka ni kunu na tinya be Ghana fo acho Bawumia campaign wo ye me so ni ma o provoke Ghana fo I'm telling you ne kaso na mo kasa nyina se ye to aba 2% kura wan hwe wonya o provoke Ghana fo so I don't think so our advisors. What you say? I don't think so our advisors. Omuntunefo. Tinkan send you over and also Ghana for acho. Nankwa can send you out to Ghana for it. But also na no Ghana for said Ghana for yan kwasi afo. Ko Ghana for minute Ghana for nim de obey ye. Ghanaians were blind. Ye Jimmy nti ye nim ne amobedi wo Ghana so mo nenam. Ana Ghana for experience last year amembo. Sana bubu Ghana for say Ghana for nim yansa. What you say? So the MPP, they don't respect Ghanaians. They don't value Ghanaians. Almost a Ghana for lower IQ. That is how they see Ghanaians. I say, yeah, minute. You who there because I remember mo be no 8 years time put to basa no. Last year no an improvement about Ghana. It is a Bawumia and his squad and then I'm not can kwasi asema. I'm okay can kwasi asema na bufu. Na bufu. Muhuru Ghana for akuma. Just like that. They don't respect Ghanaians. Now, yet is the most wanted criminal ever Ghana. Ofori Atta yachino ICE. That is Immigration Customs Enforcement for Achino. Now, your name is ICE for children the deportation. Now, initially, what we heard is the visa was expired. Meanwhile, visa be 3 things. Sometimes it's me 5 years. Then you catch you say, okay, enter at the port of entry, you bet me like 3 months to stay in the country. The first visa doesn't mean say you should overstay. And she say, person will say, yeah, no I border, no I extend, we stay, That's what you do. What's I say? I don't know, you must even give tangible reason why you need to stay. Also, tena kurumu no. They be intina also unko na unsa mana opeso tena kurumu no. And we thought say a visa no, and also you overstay into ICE watching no. We were thinking say immigration issues. What's I say? Because initially I was wondering, so visa be on the 14th of February there. So be on the 14th of February. I did intina also because visa mean young. He still has a month to go. I didn't need a channel. I feel now if you need be a young crave, say not a attorney general, even before now you extradition, whatever, court token for that. No, I started underground process be with some US colleagues. I know more investigation be, and yet the case in the crime I also get about but different case. Not just I call in the home sem there. It's about offshore accounts be skebia or the Tr0uble be offshore dealings be now why underground before why and not that that is what he was being investigated. It as of last year July near revoke the visa. It's a revoke visa or more times a free chromo. So he's supposed to have returned to Ghana on the 24th of November last year. Time of the man is the 24th in free chromo. What's he say? 24th of November on free chromo. And I went free ho. It's a basana or ye illegal like they say you're illegal because a basana baby and be police to it happens everywhere. Baby, on them be a police. And you catch yourself report. So who can one report here? Police be picking anywhere you pass. A basana, a one crown, what baby is a fugitive. What's that here? Yes, persona non grata. And or no, the time or so you also come back to Ghana, no, one call. That means, na a willful deportation. What you say? A willful deportation. You deported. You say ko. Yaman mere. Or man force and yet deportation by enforcement. What you say? You have 2 ways. Or maybe chance say okay. And maybe say what to be free chrome ho. I was all in sure say date in this way the be free chrome ho. If not now, I was say what to me challenge. What you say? And now, challenge immigration can decide to say, court grab it with the ruling, but immigration can still decide, say, Obeko. And that was the point he was. Only Nyan Senti, or Canadian visa, a expire 2031, or UK visa, a expire 2032. It's they say what the lawyers are going to fight, is for them to extend the visa or to cancel the deportation I the attorney. Then I believe, sir, Attorney General also working behind the scene. I believe, sir, they will make sure this man comes to Ghana. In the first place, the lawyers could be draw. What's he say? The lawyers of Ofori, including Frank Davis, they trying to lie to Ghanaians based on the letter they issued about his detention. What's he say? About his detention. So, okay, America is chebi. Okay, America is chebi. Tomo fambra enye juma. Obi aya show say free kromo ho at so and so date. So when free ho anywhere you pass, you're on their radar. You on their radar. It's you better pick up anytime. It's now cause on the 4th and ye chino. And a bibinchi or manko. It's all this one or not know is you see, Ayene is working behind the scene, but people don't know. So Ayene was working behind the scene with the US counterpart now. He was working with the US counterpart behind the scene. Until there were certain things that were not Ghana for him. It's in a room, maybe not or any press and in the press now. Which means that there are certain things he will not expose it. He's working on certain things. It's a quack counter with the eye they are told so. I know you also extracted about Ghana. And what kind of Atta is going to do now? What he's going to do now is that the lawyers will now go to court to fight. It will take some time. It will take some time. And while they are fighting, they used to be in detention. Student mattress ne there obekoso wa daso. So mama yem fa nkonsa wem. Me boa. Okay. Ba kempe o pew. Ghana there obeba. Me se so pew. O pew. Ghana obeba. Obeba kono suwe bia ebe shocking no. What he doesn't know that this Trump administration, why now you say he hates corruption? Obi aye koromphobia udwaw. Eti Ofori must not think say he has protection. What's he say? And any Ghana lawyer never go fight case in US or Abrofo na yankasa lawyers no the attorney general no mo ye adwuma no omo na be kwa fight case no DNT Ofori Atta any kwansi man stay US they also the back Ghana they are going to fight it in the courts of law. What's he say? It's Ghana for munya abotremo an ye chi nipa ne na mo ka so be bo china. That is not how it works. You have the right to fight it at the courts of laws. Now, the judge never can. That is what it works. What's he say? Yes, can dear or be free or pay one pill or be fiscal abba. Can Ofori Atta be 2 years canon or be not them our Ghana to serve as a deterrent. Nenya can Ofori Atta nkwan na eko. Bom timu nyina bekobi Akufo ado mama no omo bekobi sa attorney general ne OSP refia Akufo ado mama no ya kromfo. They must be apprehended. Also say omunye dede Ghana obi omakotra UK by now Krana can sell restaurant no did $12 million it be a restaurant the baba could not $12 million, so it could be a restaurant. Thank you, 2 by now. I'm a Bogana Chronoa enter say a big Ghana. I enter say more son and Mokasa by heart to provoke Ghanaians. Bawumia baby. Bawumia di baby concert concert and onam and oye and ose huru Ghana for bo kikan kwase asem kire Ghana mabo Ghana krono medi Ghana we say hey MPP shouldn't have existed even till now or say Ghana for anka say gusa party no. I'm telling you. I was saying Ghana for Ankasa a good party no. Because a woody or di Ghana no, they shouldn't even exist. And they still have the effrontery to go on radio, to go on TV and make noise. And make noise. And it's a Sticka confused on any man, it is a boxer shorts. Or Nama Okas, I mean, Mahama have not done anything positive or negative. It's wagri, unimiansa. So being your papa and your bonny obey. And also being your bonny and your papa obey. The castle engineer. Oh, and I'm a casa, and the attempt you did go move. Your castle engineer. Maybe, sir. So being your papa and your bonny obey. I know being your bonny and your papa obey. But what to me, you know, Mahama and your bonny, or also on your papa, while wagging, wouldn't be answer, Sticka. Ah, Stephen. We munina EBD Ghana Zoo, munina be ministers. Tite parliament in Kwasiaki Kanko. Jimmy Semkwa, and Crawford will cry, and I wonder, say, or more constituents team to about moments or moments in parliament. It's only will be to one neighborhood, you will be a constituency, no about the Mamuana. Munim say Nipa will about the Manchester and normal. Near Tr0uble and Cotton Parliament. Omokan Kwasia Semko and Kwasia Kikanko. The Jerry Ahmed Moye or a parliament way. I'm not on prayer, who sit at Eshiki, I'm not on prayer. We sit in the Shiki because it is to be contended. I'm saying this for sure. So I'm not on press seat and say more contended or more tete parliament and Kwasia ye and Quanamutica. Some full quantity Jimmy Semko. Ni adwem paba kokora because they don't even want Ghana to progress. Entikania ono letu na etwi odwene se obetimia ne nam US ho obetimia ne nam ho because krone so to obetimia ne nam no afa ne ho adi. They are revoking your visa as of July. They are revoking your visa. You a couple of months if you chrome. Why do say Bonnie would do or Ghana and tea? Maybe I am question. They say most second for real 10 years here. Most 1 year here. Omra Ghana. Yes, we this guy. Yes, we are born chrono. Also say 1 year here. MPP for them say 1 year here. Bra nebi you wano keke akwezi memba apetampe moyeden memba what you say we yet the member but kudos to Attorney General, kudos to him.
Good morning.
Yeah, kudos to Attorney General. Because you need to West this one, Sakwa, Kise Gaben, Anka, Ghana, you be the local, Sa Papa, Sakwa, there. Was San. Was Sansa, Saga, Kise Gaben, OSP. What you say? Eti Ghana for Munya Butre, Kelly or Baby, or Pombo. What you say about a process? A process. He has chances. It is a semi-see a munya butre. Munya butre. A process. You cannot just get the person. He has the right to lawyers. He has the right to whatever to defend himself. Yes, that's how. I mean, That is how democracy works. That's how democracy works. But Omaya Chichi Omo Gan, Chairman won't to me na say for any or see any fast. And then the money by yen on some woman or quite more pampers. Unto me. Chairman won't to me call in some woman or more pampers. On more diaper. Or the only by yen in some woman who be doing home. Only oil the obey them. We yet day. Unto me chrono or bogan and on, and your chrono ketuao. Unto me. While bogan and chrono rough. To women you know, obey them one. A yet day. In some women is a yet day obey them. I'm telling you. Beko. Unto me free case we would die unto me. I'm telling you. Unto me, he can never escape this case. He can never come up from it. And that is the truth behind Ken Ofori detention. His detention, by the ICE. ICE for immigration immigration and border control for. I'm gonna beg your castle and found around the over. What I say, I'm on border control for. Tikaya or Ghana, Bose, Eba Sanzwa, Yadene Banya Ken Kwanabao, a BB Dinechi. On by escorting to Kotoka, not one hand them to Ghanaian authorities. That's how deportation is done. They will follow you from the US, fly with you to your point of destination. They are handled to the authorities. And some of them go back. And she says, "Some can't penny there. And answer or no, willingly, no, I can't send me person me call. I go in soon and I just will be back." But there is another thing we have to look at. Ken can decide to go to Canada, to come to Canada, because Canadian visa. He can also decide to go to the UK because of UK visa. This is where they should look at. This is where they should look at very well. Then they can send a signal. But sometimes, let me tell you this. In between US and Canada, or the same immigration, whatever. Say you deport you from Canada, US work may not accept you. And you deport you from the US, Canadians may not accept you. I know they are a fact. It's the only place he has named a UK. A UK. See a ball from Canada, it's difficult for you to stay in the US. Come on, the same immigration rules, come on, the same system, come on, the same whatever. And as you're both from US, it's difficult for you to stay in Canada. For Canadians to accept you, it's very difficult. It's a chance for Canada. That's based on what I know. I don't think that he has a chance in Canada. But the only place he has a chance is the UK. And the OSP and the Attorney General must start working with the UK authorities and better still with the Canadian authorities. They must start working with them. What's the main part? They must start working with them. I had the unshed any chance for Canada, though unshed any chance for him to enter here. He doesn't have chance. Say US now bold they are difficult. So the only place now should have more chance in the UK. And the Attorney General, the OSP must start working with the UK and the Canadian authorities. Said they will not allow him to enter. Sir, Mate me suggestion. Mate me patch. That is how it should be. So they shouldn't wait. And yes, they are blocking UK, they are blocking Canada, now they are. Then US no pay won't pay. Unless a court decided say, oh my uncle. And also create dicey. The lawyers are just going to try. Because if the immigration decides on the Moakwa, they may not even accept the court verdict or something like that. The court can decide to let you stay, but the immigration may think otherwise. And also, and you know, the empire here born say, ni bibi obeyi bia emfa. The obeyi bia na empire here born say emfa. Ye hia ye sika. Kromfo on fa yesika mare eno ani hia ha ye ni case bia on fa yesika mare ye na onko twini mu kakra. What you say? Obetini abajuju no ho Ghana. To per what I understand, the chances are slim. Per what I know, the chances actually are slim. It's a for. So now one needs the entire check can an air viral say the visa nana I expire. Visa I expire next month on the 14th. And think I was chance will start to but based on the work the Attorney General did underground, he has been investigated. His visa was revoked in July. He was asked to go back to his own country and he refused. That's as at November. I know refuse here. And I'm going to see a on the 4th. And I'm going to 2 days after. You're going to find Abuja for every be being come. Every be being come. Definitely, a year NPP be baby Jimmy. I'm a day as a mark into there. Now betray my NPP be baby Jimmy. Aha, media and so. Or man your press conference on Baba you can quasi yourself. Yabeba. Omabema Yajuma, Omabema Asama Kanti. Mobati and Kabi, Yamisha Ubia.